morning. I think it's a few minutes to noon, yes? All right, so good morning, everyone, once again, and it's a pleasure to be here. My name is Adiola Olafemi. I'm the clinical specialist for critical care for Jnci International. A few of you from various facilities in and around Abuja may have heard of Jnci International. Today, I'm going to give you a brief overview of what our products, innovative product offerings for neonatal ventilation is. All right, but before I go into our ventilatory product portfolio, it would be nice to have an idea of who we are at Jnci. How many of you have heard of Jnci? With a show of hands, please. How many of you have heard of Jnci? All right, who do you know us to be? Can I quickly ask, ma'am? What do you know about Jnci? Anybody? Yes, please.
Jnci is a company that provides services for medical equipment and medical equipment needs.
Okay, thank you very much. Please give her a round of applause. So at Jnci, we are a turnkey medical equipment solutions company. What that simply means is that we do end-to-end solutions. She has mentioned a vital part of some of the things that we do at Jnci, but that is not all that we represent. So we represent total solutions for specific clinical spaces. That means from space planning to building, to architecture, to consultation, to the supply of the equipment themselves, and then we offer clinical applications training and training for the clinical staff on the use of the equipment that we supply. We have after-sales service portfolios as well that helps to ensure an uptime of the equipment in question that has been procured from Jnci. So we are a multiple award-winning company. We used to represent West Africa. Now we represent the whole of Africa. We have won multiple awards, and we are known for our integrity, our product longevity, and our after-sales service. What do we propose as our value proposition? We have our core competencies in medical equipment solutions, in consultation and advisory capacities. We do project management. We do hospital planning, and of course, I mentioned earlier our after-sales service. We represent exclusively over 29 global OEMs, so original manufacturers of products. We are sole representatives for them in Nigeria, West Africa, and the whole of Africa. We have a technical service capacity of over 31 individuals and regional technical support hubs in strategic areas in the country and outside of Nigeria as well. We have our head office in Lagos, Nigeria, and we have a support office here in Abuja, and we have a sister office in Ghana, situated in Ghana. Our clinical applications capacity is a 4-person clinical application specialist team with the capacity for training in critical clinical areas. And our after-sales support, we work 24 hours to supply the support that is required as after-sales. We represent some of these OEM partners. Some of them may be known to you, from the radiology space to the critical care space, infection prevention and control space. We play in every space, basically, both radiology and non-radiology, and these are our OEM partners that we represent. What is our value chain? We play in the oncology space, radiology. We set up a lot of operating theaters. Some of your facilities were the ones responsible for the operating theaters. We are known for our dexterity in critical care portfolios. We handle emergency medicine, comprehensive neonatal care, cardiology. We do the IVDs. We are known also in the endoscopy and minimal invasive space. And we do hospital patient management system as well. and other things as we have mentioned before. So why Jnci? We are known. We have been in this business for over 23 years and still counting, and our core competence is in all the specialties that I've mentioned and more. And of course, we have the manpower, and we have a wide coverage around Nigeria, outside of Nigeria, within West Africa and the whole of Africa. So let's look at our solution for neonatal ventilation. We have our range of several ventilators. For neonatal and adult ventilation, we are partners with the Getinge Marquet Group for ventilation. And the kind of ventilators that we do in this group is called the servo ventilation, the servo ventilators. And we are going to see how the servo ventilators impact neonatal care in just a minute. So one of our product offerings for neonatal ventilation is the Servo N neonatal ventilator. As the name implies, the Servo N being neonatal, is a strictly neonatal ventilator that has been designed to be a user-friendly device for advanced monitoring and advanced care. So outside of doing the basic invasive and non-invasive therapies, we have advanced monitoring care available also on the servo ventilator. It has a capacity to give tidal volumes of between 2 to 350 mils, which invariably means that it can cater to babies as little as 500 grams. As little as 500 grams and up until the pediatric variant as well. And a flow of less than or equal to 200 liters per minute. And those are some of the features that it comes with. It is aesthetic to look at, very user-friendly, and it is also very, very quite durable. It ensures that there's a low cost of ownership because it functions on ultrasonic sensors. So the regular ventilators that we have in the market function on what we call oxygen cells and oxygen sensors. However, this ventilator focuses on ultrasonic sensors. This ensures that the cost of ownership is minimized because an oxygen cell is expected to be changed every year. However, an ultrasonic sensor will last almost as long as your ventilator will last, which is several years. Prior to now, we've celebrated several years of ventilators being up in various states in the country. We currently have a ventilator that's 17 years old in age, but has the brain of a 2-month-old baby because our ventilators are upgradable. They are bedside upgradable, so at the bedside, we don't need to take it away from your facility. We can actually make it up to date to what the standard and current globally acceptable trends are. It offers integrated nebulization, so you do not require an extra nebulizer in order to nebulize the baby if there is a need to. Like I said, it's not just a neonatal ventilator, it has the capacity to do pediatric ventilation as well. It offers what we call a technology we call the neurally adjusted ventilatory assist, NAVA, which is an advanced monitoring module that utilizes how will I put now? So it utilizes the signals that come from the diaphragm. So even before the baby makes an effort to take a breath, the ventilator actually has that inkling that the baby is about to take a breath. And because of this, the ventilator can either step down for the baby to take the breath or take over and deliver a breath in a situation where the baby fails or a breath is not initiated. So, still on the Servo N ventilator, it offers the option for the measure and display of electrical activity, like I mentioned. It is able to do high-frequency oscillatory ventilation, HFOV. Now, it is this is a technology that is seen in no other ventilator at the moment. Other ventilators do high oscillations, they do oxygen delivery and high delivery therapies, but this does high frequency oscillatory ventilation. And it gives you the option to monitor your CO2s. We also have one unique and distinct feature, which is the open lung tool. So in our part of the world, most of the time, we find that we do ventilation for neonates, pediatrics, and even adult patients. However, these patients are discharged and they go home. Sometimes we don't know what the feedback is. Some of them we'd never see in the hospital again. Some of them we see later on at the GOPD and all that, or pediatric outpatients. And we find out that there has been some lung damage that has been done, not because they were poorly managed when they were in the NICU or in the hospital or in the care of the healthcare practitioner, but because there has been no tool to measure how much of the pressures and the tidal volumes that are being administered to these neonates, how much they affect the neonatal alveoli. But in this ventilator, we have a tool that is called the lung monitoring tool or open lung tool that helps to assess this. So it makes it easy for you to be able to tell if your pressures are too high, irrespective of the baby's weight, because a lot of our therapies for neonates are weight based. However, some of them, we do not know the status of their alveoli. So the open lung tool helps you to actually see, even when you use the lowest of tidal volumes, you are using 4 to 6 mils per kilogram per kg, and you still want to know if you're actually overshooting your pressures or your volumes. This helps you in doing and identifying that. Another key factor is the fact that it has hot swappable batteries. Now, this is a plus for the ventilator because it has a support mode, a 3-hour capacity battery, and it comes with 2 battery slots. So which means you have 6 hours of battery capacity. And you can change the batteries even while the ventilator is working. And it does not stop ventilation. Ventilation continues while you are doing a battery change. And other special functions like calculation of tidal volume based on baby's body weight and the capacity to do a circuit compensation. So it does a circuit compensation when the circuit is automatically attached to it. Now, another brand of our servo ventilator is the Servo C ventilator. I earlier spoke about the Servo N. This is the Servo C. Servo N is strictly designated to neonatal care. However, the Servo C has the capacity to do the neonates, pediatrics, and adult ventilator. So it is a universal ventilator, a 3-in-1 ventilator. It has the capacity of 2 to 4,000 mils of tidal volume delivery. So this is a ventilator that is designed for such use. Still donning the ultrasonic flow sensor. It has a 15-inch touch screen, colored touch screen. It also has the integrated nebulizer as well. And it has what we call the servo compass. So we have talked about an open lung tool and lung recruitment and monitoring. The servo compass is what helps you to see it real time on your screen on the ventilator. During the hands-on session, you'll be able to see how the servo compass works, how it functions on the screen, because it will be displayed there for you to see. Still moving on, we have what we call the auto mode, which is a mode that integrates based on the physiologic response of the neonate. So it helps the ventilator to automatically take over and begin to administer the breaths in a situation where the baby is not able to initiate a breath, and that is called the auto mode. And all of this I have also mentioned with the special functions. It's also able to do a screenshot, so you can actually take, if there's an event, for instance, I create a scenario, a barotrauma event that is causing the lungs not to expand as it should. You'd actually see it on your screen. That is one. The ventilator gives you an alarm, and you are able to take a screenshot of all those things. So what is the support from intubation to extubation? There's automatic calculation of the tidal volumes, our set ventilation targets, which you can monitor and adjust, and you have a 72-hour record of the trend on your screen, which you can always access. It is capable of doing ventilation modes, both advanced and basic ventilation modes, like the control modes where you have your volume control, your pressure control, your pressure-regulated volume control, and your non-invasive pressure controls. And we have support modes. All these modes, some of which come as a standard, and other modes are requested for, and they can be put on the ventilation for you. And then we have our combined modes where we have volume control with support, pressure control with pressure support, and pressure-regulated volume control with support. And our autonomous modes of integration, that's interactive modes where we have your SIMV, synchronized intermittent mandatory ventilation. And in non-invasive modes, you can use it for your CPAP. So it can be a device that can be used as a CPAP device as well in non-invasive mode. So this is a technology for the nebulizer. It's called the Aerogen Solo. And this is the technology for the lung recruitment tool. And I have explained briefly how it works. Once we get to the hands-on session, we will be able to explain to you better, and you'll be able to have, touch, feel, and see how these tools work by its breath-by-breath analysis, which tracks the parameters like your dynamic compliance, your static compliance, and so on and so forth. And then the stepwise decrease and increase in lung recruitment. All the visual trends as displayed on the screen, and you'll be able to see all that. I mentioned this earlier about the batteries. Battery time, 3 hours. And in conclusion, the several brand of ventilators from Jnci are the brand of ventilators that are user-friendly. They are baby-friendly. They are specific for advanced monitoring and care. And all the advanced tools on it are the kind of tools that ensure that you are able to give pristine, critical monitoring to the neonate and to the patient. Thank you very much, everyone.